taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything.
Alright, so I got another good one for you guys. You can taste the strawberry, right? And you got some medium to sharp kind of cheddar cheese with some cream cheese and a marshmallow. So you take it like that, right? You smash it together with the cream cheese, and then you just cook the marshmallow together and you eat it. You just eat it. It's so good.
Bomb has been planted.
Alright. Sorry that was long. How you guys doing tonight, today, wherever you're from in this beautiful world? Gotta get your names up here. But we got a great panel today. Thanks, guys, for being here. As soon as I don't know who you are. We have Bumpy Road Brewery. Cheers, man. East Coast Elky Reviews. Cheers, brother. And Miscellaneous Brew Reviews. Cheers, man.
Cheers,
and Beer Man. Beer Man. We're going to have some beer and cheese pairing moments today. We're going to see if this cheese and beer goes together well. We have an open table today, so whatever you bring, I hope it works. Let's say hello to the comments, the chat. Cheers to Cheryl. Cheers to Beer Patrol. Cheers to you guys and anyone else that pops on in. Cheers to you guys. All right. Let's go ahead and start it off and get Bumpy Road up here. Oh, there we go. Hey, hi.
All right. I'm going to try not to run me doggies over. They must like the smell of this cheese because they've gathered around. I'm bringing a Bellavitano from Sartori. And this one is a raspberry ale Bellavitano. $7 for this wedge. That's what it looks like. I haven't even cut it open yet. I did have a piece break off, and let me tell you, it's delicious. I had to eat it. But yeah, it's got the little, like, almost like so bright. So bright. You can't see. There you go. It's got almost those little Swiss cheese bubbles type thing going on. It's got the waxy type material on the outside. I'm not going to eat that. I don't think that's edible. I think it's actually like wax.
On the outside?
Yeah.
I've eaten them off of that. Not that I haven't had that particular one, but all the other ones I've had. That's where all the flavor. That's where all the flavor is.
Maybe. But yeah, we'll see. I was thinking about picking up like a raspberry ale of some sort. Like I could have got bourbon, not bourbon, jeez. The Burlington Beer Company's raspberry whale tail, which is a raspberry American wheat ale, but I've had it before and I didn't really care for it. So I had something that I do like in the fridge. This comes from Concord Craft Brewing Company out of Concord, New Hampshire. This one's the Live Free Lager. Comes in at 5.3% ABV. It is a crafted, they call it a light lager. So crafty light lager, not an adjunct though. Just with plenty of hops and everything. And it is just about 1 month old at this time. And it says Ninja Harry on the bottom. Ninja Harry.
Hi, Ninja Harry.
Dirty glass a little bit, but it doesn't matter because this lager is going to clear it all up. Pours with a rocky white head. It is that nice, vibrant yellow kind of, I guess it would be like a straw color yellow or something, but very, very clear. Just like an American lager should be. So with that, the dogs will bark. And cheers.
Awesome. Cheers, Bumpy. Thank you. Right on.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Right. East Coast Elky Reviews. Tanner, cheers.
All right. So the cheese I have is Sargento mozzarella. creamery mozzarella. It says whole milk, low moisture mozzarella natural cheese. Super soft. It was actually very hard to cut through. This is what it looks like. Slices. Like I said, it was very hard to cut through. And then the beer I'm going to be pairing it with is from Proclamation Ale Company. This is another Room Without a View. It's a Kolsch style ale. It says Kolschlich 7/6/2022. So pretty fresh. Website. It says Kolsch, zesty, sweet, and citrus notes from mandarina hops, crisp, light, and unbelievably refreshing 4.8% ABV. So, Proclamation Ale Company, Warwick, Rhode Island. You want to check them out, you can go to proclamationale.com. Drink fresh, unfiltered, may contain sediment, contents under pressure. So, crack this open. Get my Trillium pub glass. Pour it up. One finger, white head. Kind of looks like it's dissipating pretty quick. Lots of effervescence. It's got like a little bit of like a chilled haze, but it is kind of like a hazy straw color. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like I said, the head's kind of dissipating pretty fast. But yeah, something light for me today because it's very hot in this room. It's very humid. So hopefully they pair well together. Cheers, guys.
Perfect. Cheers, Tanner. Thank you. Right. Miscellaneous.
Cheers. All right. So, yeah. Got a New York artisan cheese. Yancey's Fancies. The smoked Gouda with the bacon. I've had this before. It's been a while. I kind of, especially for this show, if I'll have them, I'll leave them out of the rotation for a while. $7.49. The 7.6 ounce block. Yeah. There's the cheese. It's got big old, what they're saying are calling to be bacon in there. This is a plastic rind or wax rind. I wouldn't eat that. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I remember it. Anyways, I got a beer here from a company I've never even heard of. Just sounded good. Short Throw Brewing Company. This is their bourbon barrel aged Nutella. It says this beer is aged in 8-year-old Elijah Craig barrels for 14 months, then conditioned on vanilla, cacao nibs, and hazelnut coffee. Comes in at 13% ABV. Yeah, so I'm assuming this is a stout because it doesn't say. This is barrel aged Nutella. We're gonna find out real quick.
Okay.
Nice hiss on that cannon smoke. It's a good sign. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot to show you the label. How janky is that too? When they put it on, it's got the big air bubble in it.
Yeah, got a crease in it. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that's a stout. Yeah, we get Yancey's. This looks like very dark. It's pouring like wine almost. Very, very dark reddish color head there. I'd say half a finger. Very soapy looking. This beer is dark, but I get some. Oh man, I caught it. It's very, very dark mahogany. If anything, you see through this. It's got a very dark look to it.
Yeah, looks really good.
Gonna find out. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, dude. Cheers. Cheers, nice.
Yeah, I like Yancey's Fancies. My favorite one is that buffalo. They make the buffalo wing. One is really good.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Miscellaneous.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, Joe.
Cheers.
Hey, all right. Had a nice Westy last night. Looked up the hop bill and no surprise. Columbus, Centennial, Chinook, and Simcoe. You can't beat those classic hops. For sure, man. For sure. All right. So I got one from Black Diamond, a cheese. It's an extremely sharp cheddar. I don't know. Let's see. These guys are out of New York, Buffalo to be exact. It was $8.49. Got it over at the grocery store. Masters of Natural Aging, artfully crafted in Canada, award winning since 1933. All right, so I open this up and it's really sharp smelling. It's got this real pungent kind of saltiness to it. It's really hard and crumbly. So I'm looking forward to that. Nice white cheddar, no dyes added, nothing like that. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about the beer now. I got one from Dogfish, got 90, the 90-minute IPA, Imperial IPA, continually hopped Imperial IPA. Powerful malt backbone stands up to the extreme hopping rate for a pungent, not crushing hop flavor. This one, what are these? I don't know. I can't find it. 9%. So 9% ABV. Let's open it up. I don't know what the date is. It's on the bottle. I can't really find it. Nice looking whiskey. Oh yeah. Nice, almost like an amber, an amberish red, kind of a dark honey amber red. White two-finger head, kind of an off-white head actually. It's a little foamy, a little rocky on the top. Smells really nice. Oh, it's very caramely and hoppy. Nice, excellent. All right, so let's see if these beers and cheeses work, if they pair, and let's start with Bumpy Road. All right.
Cheers, my man.
Cheers.
We're going to go with the beer first. So that rocky head did die down. It does leave still a nice little ring around the top. It's nice. It's not completely flat looking like some beers sometimes do. Aromas. It's got that crackery, that crisp, crackery aroma that you're expecting out of a lager. A little bit of a sweetness. There's a nice hoppiness to this one. It's a bit floral, a little bit of a citrus zestiness. Maybe I like a slight either lemon or slight orange zestiness to it. But it just blends well with that kind of cracker note, the kind of, I'd say a slight sweet bread malt effect. So it smells like a hoppy Pilsner for sure. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers, man.
It's like a lighter side medium body to this one. It does have a little bit of a mouth heft to it, but it's still crisp, dry, refreshing. It's like saltine crackers without the salt, but with some sugar added type of a maltiness. So it's kind of got the sweetness to it, but it still has that crackery essence. There's a nice hoppy flavor in there. It's still kind of a bit floral, a little bit of that kind of zesty citrus note. Good carbonation to it. Pretty spritzy. I'd say it's in the higher medium realm of carbonation. The finish on it, like I said, it is dry, it is crisp, it is refreshing. The bitterness is higher than what you'd kind of expect out of most like American lagers. So I think it's kind of moderate for the style, but still I'd probably put this at, it's maybe at 28 to 30 IBUs. If even that high. It's just got a clean bittering finish, basically. Still kind of lingering flavors from that bit of sweet cracker and a little bit of that floralness just kind of lingers on. Kind of nice. I just got a touch of mint. It's out of nowhere. That might just be that may have been a reaction with the cheese, because I have been nibbling on the cheese too. I've had this beer before. I've never noticed a mint flavor in there, but it did just hit me while I was talking. So, all right, let's eat this cheese. Now they said this is made with. I was reading through it because I wanted to see if I could find what raspberry ale they use, and it just says it's handcrafted, soaked in a handcrafted raspberry ale, and then it has in quotations "the beautiful life." Never tasted so good. So I did search for the beautiful life, and all it brought up was this cheese. I think any beers called the beautiful life that are raspberry ales. I have no clue. I think they're out of Wisconsin though. Satori. I believe they're
I
Wisconsin.
can't remember offhand.
Cheesery. Does it say it? It's got to say it somewhere. Wisconsin. Yep. Okay. Anyways, I've been eating the rind thing, and it's been going down just fine. So the aromas on this, it's got a little bit of a bite. It kind of has this kind of caramel aroma to it, a little bit nutty. There's a slight salinity. But yeah, it's mostly like a caramel toffee type note. I cannot smell raspberry, but it smells like a sweet cheese. So let's eat some.
Cheesers.
It's so creamy and good. You know they make good cheese. You guys have all had the Bella Vitani that they do. And I have not had one that I've disliked.
Right.
This one's so good. It's creamy. My cheese is sweating all over the place too. It's like 90 degrees in here, even when the AC is going. But it's so creamy, it just melts in the mouth. It's got that nice nuttiness to it. A lot of rich, like caramel toffee type notes coming through. You do notice a little bit of like a raspberry on the palate as you're eating it. It's kind of slight. It's kind of delicate. It's there. But like I said, I had been eating this prior, just been nibbling on it, and like the more I nibbled on it, there's crunchy bits in it too. It's got those little flavor crystals. So the longer that, like, after you've eaten this cheese and you swallow it down, whatever, you don't drink anything and you just kind of like sit there and you're talking, you actually get this like raspberry ale flavor in your mouth. It kind of just gradually all of a sudden pops up. It's like, it tastes like some type of raspberry wheat ale with real raspberry. It's nice. Good cheese. Now I'm going to see if this pairs with this lager. Let's get a big old hunk here.
Jesus.
Jesus again, man.
Sure you chew that shit up good, Bumpy.
Yes,
You're
it's
joking
good.
on live.
Oh, yeah. Say, you know, mouth to mouth. So you going to give me cheese? No. So it's kind of hard to notice any raspberry notes when drinking the beer with the cheese, but you do kind of get this kind of sharpness. It kind of brings out almost like a very mild cheddar type note, cheddar sharpness. Even though this isn't a cheddar, and then you kind of get a little bit of that kind of caramel toffee sweetness, kind of wraps up with the citrus notes. Mostly from the beer. Some of the floral notes are kind of killed down just a bit. I mean, it's okay. nothing like really super enhanced kind of things that are just kind of taken out off of each flavor notes from beer and cheese, and some notes that are probably the stronger notes kind of remain and kind of intermingle a little bit, but there's nothing wowing about the pairing. I'm thinking that this lager with the hoppiness may be just a little bit too strong for this cheese, even though this cheese has some great flavors that are noticeable. But we'll drink and then eat and then get on. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Not your stomach.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. This beer is it's too hopped up for this cheese. It kind of just it blanks the cheese a lot. On the tail end, I'm getting like the flavor crunchies and stuff like that. But a lot of the notes I was getting are kind of dialed down for a long period of time after taking a sip of the beer. I'm starting to get that toffee caramel note now as I'm talking. But it pretty much wipes out any raspberry type note from this cheese. So, yeah, not the best pairing, not the worst thing in the world, but I don't think that they really go together. So that, all right. Cheers.
Right.
Cheers,
Bumpy.
Cheers, man.
Thank you. All right. Tanner.
All right. Before I get started, I can tell you look a lot more comfortable in that new chair, Bumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fat guy in a bigger chair.
All right. So I'm gonna talk about the beer first because I'm thirsty and it's hot. There is like slight funky, a little bit like a like pepper, kind of like earthy, grassy hop aroma with this. But there is some nice citrusy notes. Thinking more like lemon, lime. But it's like dripping all over me. Holy crap. There's a nice like crackery, biscuity aroma as well. It smells pretty good. Like I said, I was actually smelling the can, make sure it wasn't my glass. But yeah, it's definitely got kind of like a funky, earthy aroma. But it smells crisp and clean. Yeah, I'm gonna dive into this. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, there's definitely like a little bit of like a peppery spice with this one. Super crisp and clean. The one thing I did notice about this that I would definitely like a little bit more of is higher carbonation. It's kind of on the lighter side of carbonation, which is a little weird. It kind of tastes like it's almost flat, but like I said, this is a brand new can. And I'm not too familiar with Kolsch's. I don't know if they're heavily carbonated like that. Yeah, nice. Like I said, a little bit of like spice, crackery malts, a little bit of like grassy aftertaste. It's not as much citrus as like they described on the website. It's just kind of like a little lemony. Kind of it's got a little bit of a dry, slightly tart, I guess you could say, finish to it. Not bad. Yeah, it's a decent beer. Would I buy it again? Probably not. But it's okay. It's decent. Yeah, I think what is really what I dislike the most about it is the carbonation. A lighter beer like this, I want something that's got a nice hefty carbonation too. But it's a crusher for sure. The cheese, my cheese is literally gonna melt on this cheese board. Super oily. I was picking it up. It's like super oily. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not, but Excuse me. Aroma on the cheese. It kind of reminds me of a cheddar. Never really had mozzarella in a block before, but it does smell like buttery, a little bit of nuttiness, creamy, decent amount of like salinity as well. But yeah, before this melts in my hand, I'm gonna eat it. Cheesers, guys.
Jesus. Jesus.
Caesars.
It's really soft, melting in my mouth as I eat it. There's a nice nuttiness to it, a little bit of a tang. Super creamy and soft though. Is it? Yeah, there's a lot of salt on the back end. Really, really salty on the back end. A little dry. It's not bad. I could see this being a lot better as like melting cheese, like they were saying. The website, it says creamy mozzarella makes hot sandwiches, appetizers, lasagna, and pizza more melty and delicious than ever. So yeah, I could totally see this being a melting cheese rather than just like a cheese that you have like on a charcuterie board or something. But it's decent. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of a cheddar, without the super dry aspect to it. Definitely on the more milky, creamy side. Really salty, really, really salty. But not a bad cheese. I do like it. I kind of I'm not like a huge fan of like the super creamy cheese. I definitely like a little bit more of a drier texture, kind of like you get with the cheddars. But the flavors on it on this cheese is pretty good. I do like it. Yeah, let's pair it with the Kolsch and see how it works. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, it bumped up that. It bumped up that like earthy grassiness. Definitely makes more of a that citrus note kind of turn into the lime, the tanginess in the cheese. Definitely kind of ramps up the slightly tart note on the beer. It's pretty good. It's not an amazing pairing, but I think they work pretty well together. Yeah, it's not bad. Beer washes down the cheese. No, I usually don't really do it too often, but I'm going to do the beer and then the cheese and see how it works. So that's an end piece. I don't like the end pieces. All right, let's see what happens.
Cheesers.
Cheesers.
Again.
And again.
I think the creaminess of the cheese definitely kind of masks the beer because this is a light beer. So I would definitely prefer the cheese than the beer. But it's not bad. The cheese isn't it's got a little bit of like a dryness to it, but it's not dry to the point where it has to be washed down by the beer, which is good, I guess. This cheese, I think it's because of the saltiness. It does have like a prominent flavor. Like I think like I said, I think that's because of due to the high amount of salt in this cheese, but not bad. Would I rant and rave and say this is the best pairing? No, but it was decent. So next time around, I'll have some scores. Cheers, guys.
Awesome. Cheers, Tanner.
Cheers.
Thank you. All right, Miscellaneous.
All right. I'm excited to talk about this product because I got thirsty, so I indulged a little, but we'll go through. Yeah, the head died out. I figured that would fizzle out at 13%. Very effervescent still. I've been sitting it here, and it's got like 3 little spots where you just see these very fine bubbles just keep surfacing on the nose. Wow. It's like milk chocolate. There's a nice breadiness to it. Brown bread, brown sugar. You're definitely getting some barrel, some oaky notes. They're very light and mellow. Vanilla. And the hazelnut is there. Roasted hazelnut presence. It's light. This definitely smells like a decadent dessert beer. 13%. It doesn't really smell boozy at all. Not even like you don't get like that boasting aroma of like, ooh, this is going to be a bigger beer. It smells really, really good. Yeah, dark. Like I said, jet black appearance. It's almost got like this milk chocolate esque type of, or dark chocolate kind of look to it. Yeah, let's get into it, boys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
This is an interesting one. All right, so it is full bodied, coats the palate, viscous, oily, smooth, but it's light and lifty. There's more carbonation to this than I think you would normally get in some of these bourbon barrel aged stouts, but it works here. You know, you get those IPAs and they got that light, feathery mouthfeel, even though they're hefty beers. It's kind of the concept of what they've got going here. It's good, it's viscous, it's full bodied and sticky, but it's still light and drinkable. It's not like super heavy. I'm enjoying that. Definitely getting a dark fruit, prune, raisin. Definitely a sweet chocolate presence. Fades out into bitter, almost giving you a baker's chocolate type thing. Starts out semi-sweet on the finish, fades into like the baker's chocolate. The hazelnut flavors there is good. It's got a nice roastiness to it. You kind of got to pick out and feel around for some of those malt presents because it is adjunct heavy beer. But it's good. Hence, I wouldn't even say coffee. It puts off a coffee-esque type of finish. I wouldn't say it's too dry. You definitely do get some of the alcohol that's present in the flavor. Get it through your sinuses, a nice airy whiff of it. But it's good though. You get a slight warmth. It's not like burning on the way down. Little heaty. Oak flavor is good. God, you can see it on my lips. It's viscous. But yeah, I mean, wow. This is the first time having anything from these people. This is Short Throw Brewing Company, but it also says CastillaBrews.com. They're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. New company to me. They're out of Wilson, North Carolina. I've had a few products out of that way, and they're really good. They got some good stuff kicking out of there. Anyways, let's move on to the cheese. So I was figuring sweet and savory. So yeah, like I said, Yancey's Fancy smoked Gouda with the bacon. It's a flexible cheese. Nothing. Yancey stuff's usually not too firm. I will say this cheese has a bit more of a bacon aroma to it this time. Last one I got from them, it really gave me that summer sausage kind of vibe to it on the aroma for sure. This is a little bit more bacon. It's kind of just smoky. Doesn't really smell too salty or anything. So let's get into it. Cheers, guys. Or cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Jesus.
Rich, creamy, envelops the palate. Smokiness, I feel, is down from the last time I've had it. I don't feel like the cheese is as smoky as I remember it being. They've definitely cut back with the bacon flavor too, because I thought it was a little too much. It's like who's fighting for the top flavor roll? Is it the smoke? Is it the bacon? Is it the cheese? Bits of bacon in there are a little tough at some points of them. It's not bad. Good burger cheese or something. Yancey's is definitely makes some good cheese, and some of them are out of this world. Like their hatch pepper cheese was another one that was great with the green chilies.
I've
Out
yet
of
to
this
have that
world.
one.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, not too bad. They've definitely I feel like they've toned it down, or my palate's changed. This used to be. I felt like I had a lot more flavor present. So yeah, let's try the cheese beer. Yeah, that right there is no joke. The hatch pepper one. You like? Oh man,
Nice.
Cheesers.
the
Again.
bacon's too large in here. Ooh, that brought out a lot of like the whiskey flavor out of it. Got a lot more oakiness, a lot more booze flavor. Big good boasting hit of vanilla, little char going with the smokiness and the bacon umami and the sweetness. This is good, man. Like I said, these it's hard. They don't always work. You can't always just get like a stout and then get like a smoked cheese. It doesn't always work. It's brands and stuff. I'm having a great experience at the moment. So I have the beer and then the cheese. And
Yeah, that sounds fire.
I haven't had that, but I would definitely eat that. I'm into spicy. The cheese is so rich and smoky, it just like smothers it and envelops the palate. Totally takes over all the flavors of the beer. Yeah, I would definitely say cheese before beer. It's the way to go with this one. And I love these. Like I said, the sweet and savory umami run like opposites attract sometimes. So this is great. Cheers, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Nice,
Pour the
man.
rest of this up.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
That looks like motor oil.
It sure does.
It drinks lighter than motor oil. Yeah, this might be one of like those glass stainers.
Yeah, it's so yellow. Like a yellowish tint to that head. Crazy.
Good stuff.
All right, man. Well, cool. Thanks, Miscellaneous. Cheers, man.
I see short throw stuff, but it's out of the 12% project.
Opposites attract. Shout out to Paul Abdul. All right, man.
Snake song.
Snake song. What do you,
Did
snake?
Paul Abdul have a song which is kind of like snake?
All right, let's get into this 90-minute Imperial 9%er. It's very caramely sweet, very malty. It's got a nice blend of hops in there as well. It kind of smells like it's breaking down a bit, actually. I don't know how old this is. I have no idea. It's not terrible, though. It's got a hint of like a... There is a slight tea thing going on or something. Which scares me anytime I smell that. Thanks to Bumpy. Get that tea, you're like, fuck, it's old. Yeah, the hops aren't really hardcore pulling through. It's more like a malt bomb, sweet malty. I would say more like an herbaceous kind of hop, more of a old school style kind of hop, Cascade, Willamette, something like, I don't know. I'm just naming some, like the old stuff you used to put in back in the day before all these new hops came out. It just has that classic kind of smell to it. All right, let's get into this. Reddish kind of caramel looking deep honey beer. Has a real nice red orange kind of hue to it. Yeah. Let's taste this. Cheers.
Cheers, beer man.
Cheers.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. To
Oh, like a nice orange caramel toffee is coming through. And it does have a dry, kind of a dry, chalky finish. It has that. There's not a whole lot of alcohol biting me. Very creamy, though. It does have a carbonation, medium carbonation, a nice creamy, kind of a lathering feel all through your mouth. It just kind of coats you, or mouth coats you. That sounded Canadian. It mouth coats you. But the sweetness and the hops are very well balanced. It's not too sweet, it's just like that perfect little balance. And it's got a hardcore grapefruit pine kind of punch in the back. It does have an herbaceous kind of feel to it. It's not too sweet, not too salty. It's not too bitter either. It does have a little bitter in the back. It is a little pungent in the back, but in the front, it really does have a nice flavor to it. That's really it. The creamy head, though. That head's really creamy in my mouth, really frothy, really nice. All right. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Beer Patrol. Thanks, Cheryl. Joey, cheers to you. And Mark, hey, right on, brother. All right, let's get into the cheese. Now, this is an extremely sharp cheddar, they said, and it just breaks. It just flakes and breaks. Very, very cow milky. Has a big salinity, saltiness for sure. It's got a nice, creamy, salty, has that sharp kind of feel to it. You know it's not going to be a medium cheddar or something of that sort. Very nice. All right, let's eat this.
Cheese. Cheesers.
Jesus.
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 Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its. It kind of tastes like Cheez-Its, actually. A little sharper, though. It's got the flavor crystals, which is really nice, within the Cheez-Its. I like that. It's just like real crunchy, and it's really sharp. It's like dry, sharp, bitter, kind of pungent. Almost like, I got a real big cream, cow milk cream kind of feel on the top of the palate there. When I push my tongue up there. It's got a nice dry texture to it. You have to keep chewing it through to kind of to get saliva in there and to really mush it around. It starts to soften up, though, as you eat it, as it warms up in your mouth. It goes down quite nice. This would be really good on some crackers or with maybe some olives, green olives or garlic olives or something like that. Would be really good. Cool. So let's go cheese before the beer.
Chasers.
Cheesers.
Yeah. Hey. All right. Let's mush this around. Let's get this going. Yeah, flavor crystals are nice. I love that crunch. It's like an added electrified, like, niceness. It's like fireworks in your mouth. Oh, man, this beer really... There's a fruitiness that comes out of the beer now. I get kind of like a red apple. The saltiness goes away in the cheese. It kind of just takes it all out. And you get that westification goes through your mouth from this nice Westie. And it just like pushes all that stuff out and rids all the cakiness of the cheese off your mouth. And it's like a thirst quencher. It just, even at 9%, it's nice. Okay, let's get the beer before the cheese. I like the cheese before the beer, I think. I like that too, though. I like it both ways. And because I like the cheese flavor, So when you drink that beer first, the cheese kind of goes over that. So you're getting that salty flavor crystal kind of thing. That funkiness of the cheese, kind of a barnyardy kind of flavored cheese. but then you want to have more beer. So I'd have to say beer before cheeses. Or cheese before beer is much better. So good stuff, though. Really good blend. I like it. So cheers, cheers, cheers. Let's get back to Bumpy Road Brewery.
Cheers, beer man.
Or not
Brews.
Brews. Bumpy Brew. Shit. Bumpy Road Brews. Brew. Damn it. Shit. Sorry.
All right. So, yeah, real quick with the scores. It's a nice American craft lager. They consider it a light lager. And maybe the ABV is a bit higher than what a light lager typically would be at 5.3%. That's a full-on lager. But yeah, it's nice. It's got good flavors. I think this is kind of, it's not quite to like the IPL type thing, but it's kind of going in that direction where it's actually hoppy. It's got hoppy flavor notes. There's a few breweries that specialize, like Jack's Abbey. They specialize in making lagers and stuff for the most part. So they make beers that are similar to this, maybe a little bit better even, but very nice coming out of Concord Craft. I'm going to give this a 46.5 out of 50, which would land it in the excellent range. Double it up, what we're looking at 93 out of 100. For the cheese, something I noticed while eating the entire wedge of cheese, Joe, was the thinner slices, and also when it's down, like on the thinner part of that wedge, is where most of the flavor is with this cheese. Or maybe it was just my palate was getting numb from all the cheese. But yeah, as I went up to the bigger block of it, it didn't have as much of that raspberry ale note to it. But I did notice, like, cutting it thinner, it tastes better, because I did do a large chunk, and it wasn't the same experience with that cheese. So I'm gonna give the Sartori Bellavitano, raspberry ale cheese. I'm gonna give it a 97 out of 100. I think it was nice. It's definitely, go and grab yourself some of the Bellavitanos from Sartori, and just try them. They have a bunch of different ones they put out. There's herbs and garlics, and they have a Chardonnay one. I think they have just so many of them, and they're all really good. It's a good cheesery. That's what I'm calling cheesery. I don't know if that's really what it's called, but yeah. Pairing, I would say the pairing didn't quite work the best. Wasn't disgusting, but I wouldn't if I was somebody that was trying to say, oh, you've got to have this cheese with this, I wouldn't say, yeah, this and that. I would try something different totally. So cheers.
Well, cheers. That cheese got some
Cheers, Bumpy.
nice score, man. Nice. Cool. Well, let's get on to Tanner. Get you out of that humidity.
Oh, God, I'm telling you.
Thank you, Bumpy. Cheers.
So for the beer, after drinking almost the whole beer, I kind of find more things that I dislike about it than I do like about it. I think it's a little too on the earthy, peppery spice, grassiness. I was kind of wishing it was more citrusy, lemon, nice and fruity. You know, it's kind of a little bit more on the, like I said, like the earthy, bready side. So, and the carbonation too. That was another big note with this. It almost tastes a little flat, like there's just almost no carbonation to it. So I'm gonna give the beer like a 78 out of 100. It's still okay, but like I said, I wouldn't buy it again. And it was a fresh can, so it's not like I had an old can. It's not like I had something that, sat for a while. I mean, it's 13 days old, so this is probably as fresh as it's gonna get. But yeah, just not for me. Maybe some other people would enjoy this style a little bit more. I'm not too familiar with Coastas either. But like I said, as far as what I taste, I just kind of wish I had more of that citrusy, fruity note, a little bit lighter, lighter and brighter, I guess you could say. And for the cheese, I give the cheese like an 82. Not bad. Put the pairing out like an 80. Definitely made the beer a little bit. I don't know. I like the pairing. Um, Not something I would have again though, for sure. So not bad, but overall, just two decent products. I'd say the beer's kind of on the okay range. The cheese was nice, but I definitely like more of the drier cheeses. That one was, to me, it tasted like it was supposed to be like a melting cheese, and the salinity of the cheese was a little intense. So yeah, it was all right, but I wouldn't do it again or recommend. So cheers, guys.
Don't do that. All right. Cool, man. Thanks, Tanner. All right. Miscellaneous.
All right. So I guess let's start with the cheese. The Yancey's. There was a red light backing out across the street. Anyways, Yancey's Fancy Smoked Gouda with bacon. Sorry, I pay attention to stuff. Like I said, this is not the craftiest of cheese. They do have some cheese that they make that's totally out of this world. One thing I will say that I wish the bacon was chopped a little smaller. So they had some like pretty big pieces in there, and like by the time the cheese dissipates, you're still picking stuff out of your teeth. Bacon, maybe cut it down a little bit smaller. I like that they've toned it back, but maybe they've toned the smokiness back too far. And they're hitting the more bacon flavor for me. Honestly, I've had a lot of cheese since the last time I had this too. But I still feel comfortable putting this at like a 91. It's a good cheese. It's not, like I said, the super high-end smoked Gouda with bacon. I don't know what you see that way. I mean, there are some spendier smoked Goudas, but better than the last time I had it. I can't remember what I scored it. Could have gave it a higher score, but it's been a while. So that's how I feel about that. As for the Nutella, Elijah Craig bourbon barrel aged stout, aged in the barrels 14 months. This one's a winner. And I don't know, it's hard to say because I haven't ever had anything from this company. Flavor notes, aromas, they hit what they were saying it was going to be. I can't knock that. It's a drinkable product. It's definitely palatable. More on the decadent side. I wouldn't say overly sweet because the flavors are changing now. We're, 53 minutes in. I had this out 20 minutes before the show started.
What's the name of the company again?
Castilla Brewing out
Okay.
of Wilson, North Carolina.
Thank you.
But it also says Short Throw Brewing Company on the side as well. So maybe they're contract brewing it, or at least this company. If they're doing, yeah, hard to say. I will say this, closing notes on it. Alcohol is becoming more prevalent. You're getting a lot more vanilla sweetness, barrel notes coming out a whole lot more. I mean, it's just so smooth for all the flavors. I'm getting a lot more of the malt now. I mean, it's robust. Once you can, like I said, sit there, you get through the initial, it's cooler, and then you break down and starts getting warm. It's like I think it's 90 something degrees outside right now with the real feel. So it's warm in here. It's got a little chill to it. I'd say it's probably at like 75 to 78. It's good. Like I said, you get those robust. You're starting to get more of the malt flavors, the coffee-esque notes. It's fantastic. Plethora of flavors. Score wise, I'm gonna go with a 97 out of 100.
Excellent.
It's a very, very good product, at least for what I'm liking. My flavor profile. This works for me. Drinkable. Would I buy it again? Yeah. Would I send it in the mail? Yeah. I think some people would really like. Alex would die.
I have a heart attack.
You know. But yeah, it's very, very good. I recommend it if you like the richer, more decadent. I wouldn't say this is cloyingly sweet. It's definitely more adjunct forward, but it's got a good balance to it. Like I said, I like the fact of, like I said, it was like a heavy body, viscous, sticky, but it had enough carbonation to where it was still like light and lifty. It wasn't like you were drinking like a chore to drink, you know.
Mhm.
They get real heavy after a while. It's not. I just didn't get that, which is different, you know, because you typically don't see that in these big barrel aged beers that you almost drink like carbonation's non-existent. Different, but it worked. I've had stouts that I thought were way over carbonated. With Drecker, I had the one. There's a few beers that I'm like, it's too spritzy. Too spritzy. Worked here. So, yeah, different.
Nice. Cool.
And if this is contract brewed and this isn't what their regular stuff tastes like, I would love to see what their regular stuff tastes like because they're doing a good job. Whoever's brewing it for them, I'm enjoying it.
Hey,
Oh,
Miscellaneous.
score together, huh?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. It worked. I'll give it 100. I liked it.
Cool.
a
That's
lot.
excellent,
I
man.
would do it again. Like I said, the sweet and savory, chocolate, smoky, bacon, umami mix. It's either it's going to work or it's not. And you're going to find out real quick. But when you hit it and you find it, it's totally worth it.
Excellent, man. All right.
Nice.
Well, Sam's asking what if you want to name that beer, put that beer name out again for him one more time.
Yeah, this is from Castia Brewing Company. They're out of Wilson, North Carolina. I believe it's contract brewed through Short Throw Brewing Company. This is their bourbon barrel aged Nutella. Comes in at 13%. 8-year Elijah Craig barrels aged in there for 14 months, then conditioned on vanilla, cacao nibs, and hazelnut coffee. So there was coffee, but not super coffee forward.
Cool. Nice balance to it.
Yeah, great beer. Very,
All
very
right.
good.
Nice.
Well, great scores,
One
too.
of a kind, you know. I
They
get
barrel aged it
I
for
get
over-
these weird
for over a
abstract
year.
things like that banana bandana that I had, that smoothie sour that was like banana pudding.
Mhm.
People in North Carolina, they got some stuff hitting, and I don't know why we don't get distro.
Right.
So close. Anyways, cheers.
Cheers, man. Thanks, Miscellaneous. All right. Well, I've never heard of Mason Ale Works. Have you guys? I've never heard of them before.
Mason's is
Stone Masons.
I have Mason jars.
Yeah, there's Mason something out of Maine.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I think I have heard of them before.
I might
actually.
have too.
Yeah, I think
Sounds
they're
familiar
out,
to me.
Out of
Why?
Maine somewhere, Mason Ale Works. They do a lot of stuff with like zombies and hipsters and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Weird, like biblical. The times are ending.
Ah, that's cool though. That's kind of funny.
Nah, they're out of San Marcos, California.
Oh, wow. Jeez,
All right,
that's
well,
close
that's
to
a
me.
different one then. Masonry.
I feel like I've heard Josh say that name before.
Mason Ale Works, all is one word. Yeah.
I feel like Josh has had something from them before.
The first one that I looked up is San Marcos. Let's see. Down with the Thickness.
Down with the thickness.
I think I've seen somebody drink that beer.
I think it was Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking of. Masons. But
Oi.
they're out of
Yeah,
Maine.
that's the one I've
Okay.
seen. Bumpy.
Cool. Well, this beer. You know, it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite. It did score high on Beer Advocate. It did get a 90, like a 95 out of 100 or something. Most of you guys have had this, I think, right? The 90-minute. It's the 9%. The alcohol did not. It was kind of almost like a numbing. As it got warmer, it kind of numbed my mouth a little bit. I don't really feel it. I do now. I'm a little more warmed inside. It's kind of nice, but it was hidden. It was very nice that way. The head was nice. The look of it was great. Good Westy looking beer, almost like a Northwest style. It had that real nice, deep, rich color to it. The caramels and that toffee color, orangish like look to it. And it put off the toffee caramel sweetness. I think it's because I need to give this some credit because I think it's a little old, to be honest. I want to try this fresher. I don't know what the hell. There's no date on it, so there's no way of even Dwayne knowing if it's old or new, you know? It was probably like $6-7 for the bottle, something like that. I think 5, 6, 7, somewhere in that range. And I mean, the mouthfeel, the body, the finish, everything was great there. It just had that tea thing, that breakdown, that I'm looking, you know, I don't know. It didn't pop as like I wanted it to. I've had better ones, but I will give this a 90 out of 100. I thought it was delicious to some extent until I started getting all those things. But it did have a nice, well-rounded feel to it. Very nice and balanced for the most part. And it was drinkable even now. If it is old, it was drinkable. It's a drinkable beer, a drinkable 9%er. So I'm very happy with that. 90 still a good score, for God's sake. The cheese was amazing. I got a little tuna flavor out of it, like this umami-ish like tuna or something came out of it with those flavor crystals, the salt, the milk, you know, a little bit of tangy, like, I don't know, barnyardy funk. Very nice, though. Very good cheese. Yes, very good extra sharp cheddar. And I'm going to give it a 96. I thought it was excellent. I would buy it again if I saw it. I don't know what would go on. Probably go on crackers. Could probably melt it too. I don't know. Who knows? But together, I'd rather have the cheese before the beer. The beer kind of took away, or the beer, I don't know. Like the cheese brought out a little more of an apple, I said, like a red apple-ish kind of flavor, which was kind of interesting. But it melded well together. The beer became thirst quenching even at 9% because the cheese was so sharp and salty. And it just kind of like, it was nice. You go cheese before beer or beer before cheese, and you just get that cheese again. You want to wash it down again. So the mix on that, I'll give this a 91 out of 100. I'm going to keep it at an A minus. It wasn't bad, you know. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. I liked it. I thought I was happy with it. So I'm still hooked on my honey goat cheese and the sours. You know what I'm saying? Like a nice pastry sour and a fucking honey goat cheese. But that's my favorite by far. But this one, not bad. So, all right, let's get the panel up, and we're freaking perfect. So go ahead and shout yourself out, the community, whatever you want to do, like we normally do. Cheers, Bumpy.
Yeah, so personal promo type stuff, 50-point inspection videos. Wednesdays and Fridays I put them out. So I do have one coming out tomorrow, and it was a beer that was gifted to me from John and Nelly. So you guys all know how well the last one went from John and Nelly. So So yeah, one coming out tomorrow, and Friday.
Awesome.
On Mondays, I have a live stream. I do starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time. The show is called New Brew. Just bring a beer that you've never had before to join up on panel. It's a 3-part show. Start off with reviewing your new brew that you brought, and then we have a little free for all discussion thing. Just general chit chat, whatever. Anybody can go at any time. Just talk. Try to get a conversation going, anyways, and then a little bit of a question and answer for the panel. Anybody can bring that question. It can be somebody from the panel. It can be myself. It can be somebody from the chat. So if you guys in the chat, if you're watching the show and you have a question, you can feel free to throw it out, as long as it's an appropriate question. If it's something that's answerable, then your question may be used as part of the show, because coming up with questions that are different all the time are, it's hard. It's hard. Eventually, you only have, what is it, 25 letters in the alphabet? Something like that. Maybe there's 26. I don't know. A, B, C, D. But yeah, you just run out of questions sometimes, at least for one person. So majority of group, can bring in some different thoughts.
That's BS, John and Ellie.
But yeah, other than that, we'll shout out Alex, the beer master. Yeah, I haven't shouted him out in like a week, so go check out his show. On Friday night, I'm just doing his Fruit Friday shout out. So Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Fruit Friday with Alex, and this time it's going to be chili cheese dogs.
Yeah,
so
my favorite.
Make yourself some award-winning chili. Throw some cheese on there somehow. Smelt it down, whatever cheese you want. Cheese whiz on a dog. Try to make it all stay in a bun.
Yeah.
Good luck to you. That's all I got.
All right.
Now I'm going to go Google search how many letters there are in our alphabet.
Yeah, please. I'm curious because I don't know either.
I forget. That's all kid stuff. I forgot. I had more important things like beer.
Right. All right. Thanks, Bumpy. East Coast, man. Tanner, what you got, man? All right.
It's hot.
It's hot.
Threw y'all up there, huh?
26. I was right the second time.
26. Nice. Okay.
Letters in the alphabet?
Yeah.
Oh. So shout out to me Wednesday, tomorrow. Be doing another episode of Will and Mix. Any type of adult beverage you want to mix with whatever else. You can do a cuvee of beers, as long as you got something that has a little bit of alcohol in it. Mix it with whatever. And that's your ticket to be on the show. Pretty much just like a live bar hangout. Shoot the shit. You can review what you want. I mean, what you got if you want to, but you don't have to. And then Saturday, I do my Rate That Beer. So my Wednesday show tomorrow is 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturday is 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you want to check out my channel, I've been throwing out a lot of beer reviews. And I know I keep saying this, but I got to do a liquor review. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. It's been really hot. It's hard to review whiskey in 80-degree weather.
Yeah.
Even though it's been a while since
hot in the mouth.
Yeah, I gotta do something I gotta install the AC in the room and possibly do a nice whiskey review.
Nice.
Shout outs to other people. Go check out SPG. I was hanging out with them yesterday. There's lots of pop-up live streams, gaming, knife forging, beer reviews, skits. Cool channel. Definitely go show them some love. And thanks for having me tonight, Beer Man. Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you, man. Good. Thanks for being here.
I'm going to give you a helpful hint, Tanner. Coolest time of day, doesn't matter what time of year it is at sunrise.
Mm.
As soon as you see the sun coming up, because that's the longest period of time that the sun's rays were hitting your area to warm it up. So it's going to be the coolest part of the day.
Yeah, we'll hang out. We'll hang out, get drunk all night, and you can do a review, right?
Yeah, I got to do a whiskey review.
In the morning.
Let's see Ron Terry.
I don't know. You might even be able to get on Ron Terrio's show. You know, Gone Busters.
Stream together. I'll definitely
Don't call him now. He's sleeping.
6 a.m. whiskey review. Cheers.
6 a.m. whiskey. Cheers, man. All right, miscellaneous.
Thursday at 8. Something was gonna happen, or something's not gonna happen. I don't know. Like I said last night, I got a lot of stuff going on, so trying to figure out what's up. I might go on hiatus. I might not. Like I said, I'll still be around. So, cheers. I got a couple days. I'll figure it out.
Cool.
Yep.
All right,
Cheers.
Man. Cheers. Cheers, brother.
Cheers to a clean cat.
To a clean cat. Oh,
He's bathing.
he was like this earlier for a while.
This is a family show.
Yeah,
This is a family show.
talking about you, bro.
All right, man. We gotta get Tanner some air conditioning. Let's.
Maybe, just maybe,
All right.
in the morning.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't turn into that.
So I'm gonna start with the Wednesday show tomorrow, 6 o'clock tomorrow. If y'all want to be here, hopefully you found something. It's a Land of the Lost theme. You got Chaka, Slee Stacks, dinosaurs, safari. You got dinosaurs and everything else. I just said dinosaurs, but yeah, think of something like that. Bring it to the table. I don't care what it is. I found a really old one, so hopefully it will work for me tomorrow. This was old today too, so God, it's just like the old week. And vintage, yes, more or less. Beer and Cheese Tuesday for next week is actually going to be a 3-on-3. So this is what I'm going to do. Get your cameras out if you'd like, if you may, if you will. Let me get hold on one sec. Let me take this damn banner off. Okay. So we're going to do this. Cream ale, Belgian IPA, any amber ale. It can be English, American, however it be. Red ale. Nothing. It's all easy peasy. We got an American cheese, a Colby Jack cheese, or any cheese starting with G. Could be Gouda, could be,
Gorgonzola.
Yeah. So there's that. That'll be at 8 o'clock, same time next week if I'm not late. Sorry about that. I get late sometimes. But other than that, I've got a couple videos I've been trying to get around to. I'll edit them eventually, but look out for those, and brewing will happen soon, I promise. I'm trying. We got 3 people I'd like to shout out, and I've been shouting them pretty much the whole time. First, I'll start with Thomas Metal 75, Eric, Wildcard Wednesday, and he does other videos as well. He's also in a great band and plays really good drums. So also really good at guitar playing as well. He's just an all-around good musician. So go check him out and show the love. And then we got Craft Bruisers, CraftBrewsr. Real great couple of dudes there. They're from Los Angeles area. They put on some pretty creative video content. So go check it out. And then Dickie's Beer Reviews. Can't forget him. He's a great dude. Very nice guy. He wants to play guitar with me and play some harps. So maybe that'll happen soon. Dickie, we'll take care of that. We'll get that done. But I just wanted to say thank you guys. Thank you very much for being on the panel as always, showing the support that you do, and going out and finding those cheeses and getting that stuff and bringing it to the table. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But unfortunately. But thank you, Bumpy Road Brewery. Thank you. Brews, damn it. Bumpy Road Brews. Cheers. East Coast LQ Reviews. Cheers.
Cheers.
Miscellaneous Beer Reviews. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Beer man. And yeah. We got some great commenting people
I'm gonna
tonight.
get a beer for the last sip.
Oh yeah. We got a great chat here today. I'll run through you guys real quick. We had Beer Patrol. We had Joe here. Thanks, man, for being here. Mark A. Square Table Dennis. Joey. We had Cheryl Crawford. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. You're an amazing person. Thank you. All you guys are amazing. Let's see here. No more us. I'm tired of the us. Sam Smalley, can't forget you. Got the Mickey's in his hand. Look at that. Blue rice.
Malt liquor.
And what is that? Astrophonicus?
Probably tap at the.
Astrophysics. India Pale. Nice. I think that's it, man. No, we had Commerce Ozzy was here. Ozzy, cheers.
The
John
return
and
of Ozzy. I was thinking about him the other day. I'm like, where has he been at?
yeah.
I hadn't seen him in the comments. I'm like, fuck, dude, where's Ozzy?
He's sipping now. Sipping some now. All right. Well, thank you guys. You guys have a good night, day, wherever you're from in this beautiful world. But not after one more sip. Cheers.
Happy birthday, beer man.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
bro.
Thank you so much. Mm-hmm.